Yeah, Gospel of Thomas, picking up where it left off at 10, and I think we're going to go through another 10 verses. Um, and that's something I should have mentioned before. This is dated, the sayings Gospel of Thomas is usually dated between AD 140 um, to the mid 3rd century. Um, some people say that AD 140 is too early, it should be at 150, but I'll say 140 to the mid 3rd century, so 2nd, 3rd century. And we're going to see a lot of Paul and Luke in the 10 verses that we're going to read from saying 10 to 20. And you'll notice a lot of stuff from Luke chapter 12 and 1 Corinthians in here. Here's one right off the bat, and I'll just recap. Jesus said, I have cast fire upon the world, and behold, I will guard it until it blazes. Jesus said, this heaven shall pass away, and that which is above shall pass away, and that and they are and they that are dead are not alive, and they that are alive shall not die. In the days when you were eating that which is dead, you were making it alive. When you come to the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you have become two, what will you do? 12. The disciples said to Jesus, we know that thou wilt go from us. Who is he who shall be greater over us? Jesus said to them, in the place to which you come, you shall go to James the just, whose sake James the just, for whose sake heaven and earth came into being. Jesus said to his disciples, make a comparison to me. Tell me, who am I like? Simon Peter said to him, thou art like a righteous angel. Matthew said to him, thou art like a wise man of understanding. Thomas said to him, Master, my understanding Thomas said to him, thou art like a wise man of understanding. Thomas said to him, Master, my mouth will no wise suffer that I will say thou art like. This translation is really screwed. Jesus said, I am not thy master, because thou hast become drunk from the bubbling spring which I have measured out. And he took him, went aside, and spoke to him 3 words. Now when Thomas came, his companions, they asked him, what did Jesus say to thee? Thomas said to them, if I tell you one of the words which he said to me, you will take up stones and throw them and throw them me, and fire will come out of the stones and burn you up. There's secret teachings, Gnosticism. Jesus said to them, if you fast, you will beget a sin for yourselves. If you pray, you will be condemned. If you give alms, you will do an evil. You will do an evil to your spirits. And if you go into the land and travel in the regions, if they receive you, eat what they set before you. heal the sick among them, for that which goes into your mouth will not defile you, but that which comes forth from your mouth. Uh, that's just like the canonical Gospels. Um, but that which comes from your mouth, that is what will defile you, which is why it is not a sin to smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. And just to show that I believe in the gospel, there you go. I'm actually quitting smoking, so I don't like doing it. Jesus said to them, see that when Jesus said to them, see him who is not born of woman, throw yourselves down your face and worship him. He is your father. Jesus said, perhaps men think I am come to cast peace upon the world, and know not that I am to cast division upon the earth, fire, sword, war. And there shall be 5 houses there. Shall there be 3 against 2, 2 against 3, father against son, son against father, and they shall stand as solitaries. Jesus said, I will give you each eye, as an eye has not seen, and ear has not heard, and hand has not touched, which has not entered into the heart of man. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us how our end shall be. Jesus said, have you then discovered the beginning, and seek after the end? For where the beginning is, there shall the end be. Blessed is he who shall stand in the beginning, and he shall know the end, and shall not taste of death. Jesus said, blessed is he who before he came into being, if you became my disciples and hear my words, these stones shall minister unto you. For you have 5 trees in paradise which do not move in summer or in winter. Their leaves do not fall. He who knows them shall not taste of death. 20. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us what the kingdom of heaven is like. He said to them, it is like a grain of a mustard seed, smaller than all the seeds, but when it falls on earth, which is tilled, it puts forth great branches and becomes shelter for birds of the heaven. And I'll stop at 20. And now you see how much of the Synoptic Gospels is actually in there. It's not just Q. That's why a lot of people are saying this is from the 3rd century. And it's mentioning a sayings gospel. And there's hints of Gnosticism, so it's not almost fully grown Gnosticism. There's some type of secret there, right? But there's these widely known sayings of Christ, right? But this is not Q. It's obviously borrowing from Q and trying to make its own thing, but yet it's not using Mark as a template. So I'll go through 10 verses every day, but also go through the other Gnostic Gospels, non-canonical Gospels, and heretical Gospels as well. Peace to you.